Ah yes, here we go. A new MLP episode! Yay! I'm just going to sit here and watch the new episode with this traditional pitcher of lemonade that I drink every time I watch a new episode, and I know I won't be shocked into spurting the lemonade out at any point whatsoever.
You're the most talented flyer we've ever had!
And you've saved all of Equestria like a dozen times.
Recognition! Rainbow Dash has always been defined as the best flyer in the show, and has repeatedly shown that she can be rather obnoxious about that. She's not reckless. I mean, she wouldn't deliberately put others in danger for the sake of her bettering herself. But she hasn't exactly had the best skill and control in her flying either. Not until the later seasons, anyway. The fact that Scootaloo runs a fan club for Rainbow Dash in Ponyville shows that many fillies look up to her as an example and a hero. It's understandable that this attention would be rather intoxicating for Rainbow, and she enjoys the attention a little too much. Well, it does nothing for her already oversized noggin anyway. Since the very first episode of MLP, we are shown that Rainbow's dream is to be a member of the Wonderbolts, and to show her skills to her heroes, even going as far as believing she is a better flyer than all of them. Perhaps this rather obnoxious behaviour stems from the fact that she doesn't really have much competition from other Pegasi while living in Ponyville. So when the dream of being a full-fledged member of the Wonderbolts actually comes true for her, reality gives her a good kick in that oversized noggin of hers, and she comes to terms with not being the best anymore, or rather realising that she doesn't know it all. About time, if you ask me.
Always check both ways before crossing the runway.
I can understand Rainbow Dash not taking this rule seriously, as this is a health and safety rule, and sometimes these kind of rules can seem a little pointless. At the same time though, this is a huge rookie mistake, and she humiliates herself in front of her heroes on her first day as a consequence of her actions of ignoring these simple rules to follow. This was an episode about Rainbow Dash learning humility. We did have Rainbow Dash learn about modesty in the episode The Mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well, but Rainbow rarely gives credit to others when it's due, at least not right away. She knows she's a good flyer. And she is. That fact won't ever change. Her flying skills weren't the problem here. She was having trouble finding her place in the group, and therefore her self-confidence was knocked. This, as I've already said, is more about humility. Her nerves got the better of her, causing her to make rookie mistakes. But in the eyes of the Wonderbolts, she is a rookie, and she is coming to terms with this. Maybe the Wonderbolts were a little hard on her, but I think all of Rainbow Dash's problems could have been solved if she was just upfront with them about the name Rainbow Crash in the first place. That way the Bolts would have explained it's not bullying, it's a term of endearment, as every member has a nickname that is based on a mistake they made on their first day. It's one of the few traditions Rainbow Dash wouldn't already know about because it's not a historic fact to do with the Wonderbolts. It's a specific characteristic of the Wonderbolts themselves. The nicknames and name-calling may seem like bullying to an outside party, and for Rainbow Dash it is, as it's a callback to the name she was called as a filly, where she made a very similar mistake on her first day in flight school. Also, that teacher really needs to be fired for standing there laughing alongside the other fillies instead of helping the one who just crashed into a trash can, possibly injuring herself, and telling the other fillies not to bully her, even if it was kind of deserved. The Wonderbolts put themselves through rigorous training and learn complex and dangerous routines, so it can also be assumed that tension and stress would be at an all-time high, especially when they share barracks. This is especially true for Rainbow, as she has to learn a whole routine in a very short amount of time. Self-deprecation can be a tension release, allowing moments of harmless banter and name-calling between the team members and friends. To me, this is a very healthy thing. It's great to see the Wonderbolts depicted in their everyday working environment and still be seen as uniformed professionals. True, they haven't exactly been shown in the best light, being a little shallow here and there, Spitfire especially, but we also see that the team look for more than just ability and skill in flyers. It's more about attitude, and although Rainbow is obnoxious, she is also loyal and sticks to her morals, as shown in the episode Wonderbolt Academy. Spitfire and the rest of the Wonderbolts see the potential Rainbow Dash has, as well as acknowledging how she, with the help of the rest of the main cast, saves Equestria on several occasions. One of the very few moments that the show actually shows characters acknowledging the fact that these characters actually saved Equestria. It's great to see that Rainbow's dream has come true, but for me it's also great to see that MLP is showing that dreaming and wishing isn't enough. Rainbow Dash has gone through a lot to get to this point. It hasn't been easy for her. For me, she definitely earned this place in the Wonderbolts.
Rainbow Dash here really is the best flyer in Equestria. I know she is, my dear.
When you get the stamp of approval from Princess Exposition herself, you know you're going down the right track. Perhaps my only gripe with the episode was the needless moments when Rainbow Dash imitates the main six. I personally just didn't find these funny. To me, they felt like pointless visual gags and were really painful to watch. And as Dr. Wolf said in his review for the episode, they really overstayed their welcome. Some moments felt incredibly forced and just a little too conveniently staged for me. Overall, this episode is probably the most memorable for me in regards to Rainbow Dash's story arc. I look forward to seeing what happens next with this. Perhaps we will get more information on the history of the Wonderbolts, or, you know, as most of you guys will call it, fanfic fuel, as well as learn more about Equestria's military workforce. Like, do the Wonderbolts have anything to do with the Royal Military of Canterlot? Are the Wonderbolts more similar to the Red Arrows of the Royal Air Force, being an aerobatics display team? Or are they an aerial warfare force? Or perhaps they're a mixture of both? There are perhaps too many callbacks to previous episodes about Rainbow Dash's journey up to this point, and yeah, I did find that really distracting. It's not exactly the best episode of the season so far in my book, but then Rainbow Dash has never really been one of my favourite characters anyway, but a good continuation of her story anyway. I really look forward to seeing more, and I hope you guys do too. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video, and before you go, don't forget to click that like button and check out some of my other content too. And hey, if you really like what you saw and want to see more, go ahead and click subscribe. Don't forget you can also show your support by following the official Mad Munchkin Facebook page for convention announcements, as well as links to my 2 online shops where you can purchase some of my artwork. Also keep an eye out on the DeviantArt page for announcements on when I am open for commissioned work. Don't forget you can also show your support by becoming a Patreon on my Patreon page, where you can win exclusive rewards like badges, stickers, discounts on commissions, and limited edition personally signed prints, as well as giving me ideas for what to cover in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again soon.